Welcome back to Applied Library, the place where timeless books become living experience. Tonight we enter one of the most extraordinary philosophical stories ever written. A story from the 12th century that still feels like it was written for the modern mind. A story about a human being who grows up without society, without language, without teachers, without anything we would call civilization. And yet he discovers truth, not through instruction, but through observation, through silence. This is Hayy Ibn Yaqdhan, written by the 12th century philosopher Ibn Tufail. It is more than a story. It is an exploration of consciousness, curiosity, and the astonishing capacity of the human mind. And what it explores is simple but unsettling. If no one ever told you what truth was, could you still find it? Imagine an island untouched by civilization. No cities, no language, no history. Only forests, rivers, mountains, and silence. A place where nature is not background, but total reality. Into this world, a child arrives mysteriously. Some say he drifted across the sea. Others say nature itself shaped him. The story doesn't insist on an answer, because what matters is what comes next. He survives, not through human care, but through a gazelle. She feeds him, protects him, raises him as her own. And in those early years, the first lesson of existence is not language, but relationship. As he grows, the child begins learning through pure observation. He watches animals adapt. He studies movement, survival, rhythm. He notices patterns long before he has words for them. Nothing is taught. Everything is discovered. Nature becomes his only school. And slowly, he develops something extraordinary. Attention. Pure, undistracted attention. No assumptions. No inherited beliefs. Just direct experience. Over time, he realizes something important. Every creature seems equipped for survival. Speed, strength, claws, shells. But he is not. So he adapts. He builds tools. He uses fire. He learns through trial, error, observation, not because someone instructed him, but because reality demanded response. And in that process, he discovers a quiet truth. Human intelligence is not fixed. It is adaptive, creative, responsive. Then one day, everything changes. The gazelle who raised him falls still. No movement, no breath, no response. For the first time, he encounters death, and with it, a rupture in understanding. Something is gone. But what? The body remains, yet life does not. So he begins to examine it, carefully, not out of curiosity alone, but out of love. And unknowingly, he steps into the oldest question of philosophy. What is life? From this moment onward, his search deepens. Everything becomes a question. Seeds, growth, decay, change. He notices that nothing remains fixed. Everything transforms. Even the stars above him follow patterns. Even storms behave with rhythm. Even time feels structured. Order exists everywhere, but cannot be touched. Then he discovers fire. A lightning strike ignites a tree. He approaches cautiously. What begins as fear turns into fascination. Fire destroys, but it also transforms. It softens food. It changes materials. It reveals hidden qualities in matter. And he realizes something subtle. Nature is not static. It is dynamic. It is always becoming. From here, his attention turns upward. The night sky becomes his second teacher. He watches constellations move with precision. He observes cycles that repeat without deviation. He begins to suspect something deeper. If everything changes, what holds everything together? If everything moves, what defines the movement? There must be something constant behind change, something unseen yet essential. So his thinking shifts from observation to reflection, from patterns to principles, from phenomena to cause, and gradually a single idea emerges. Everything in existence depends on something else. Nothing is independent. Nothing exists alone. So there must be a source that depends on nothing, not visible, not changing, not limited, just necessary existence itself. And without being taught, he begins to sense what many traditions later describe in different language: a single underlying reality sustaining everything, not imagined, not forced, but discovered through attention. His life becomes quieter, not because he has fewer questions, but because his questions deepen. He spends more time observing, less time reacting. Silence becomes part of thinking, and thinking becomes part of seeing. Gradually, compassion emerges naturally, not as moral instruction, but as perception. Everything is connected. Everything depends on everything else. Then one day, another presence arrives, a man named Afzal. He has left society seeking solitude. He understands discipline, language, and spiritual practice. But he is surprised to find someone who has never known any of it, yet seems to understand the essence of what he himself has studied. At first, they struggle to communicate. Then slowly, language bridges the gap. Words are learned. Ideas are exchanged. And something remarkable happens. Afzal describes his beliefs. Hayy describes his discoveries. And they realize something astonishing. They have reached similar truths through completely different paths. One through revelation and tradition, the other through observation and reason. Two roads, one horizon. Afzal believes this insight should be shared. So they travel to civilization. For Hayy, this is the first encounter with society. Noise, movement, language, conflict, ambition, everything at once. A world full of meaning and distraction. He tries to share what he has learned. Simple truths about unity, about awareness, about looking beyond appearances. But people struggle to receive it. Not because it is false, but because it asks too much. It demands transformation, and transformation is not easy to accept. Hayy begins to understand something profound. Truth is not difficult because it is hidden. It is difficult because perception is shaped by habit. People do not reject truth directly. They filter it through identity, fear, and expectation. So misunderstanding is not failure. It is condition. He realizes something else too. Many people need structure, symbols, practices, communities. Not because they are less capable, but because life requires different supports depending on context. So direct experience cannot always be transferred. It must be lived individually. Eventually, he returns to the island with Afzal, not out of rejection of humanity, but recognition of alignment. Each path serves its own function. The island becomes not escape, but clarity, a place where attention returns to its natural state. This story remains powerful after nearly 1,000 years because it asks a question that never ages. How do we know what we know? And more importantly, how do we know what is real? In a world filled with information, Hayy reminds us that wisdom is not accumulation. It is perception, attention, clarity. He shows us something simple, but rarely practiced. Before interpreting the world, observe it. Before accepting answers, notice the questions. Before inheriting certainty, experience reality directly. And maybe that is the quiet invitation of this story, to slow down, to look again, To remember that understanding does not always come from more input, but from deeper seeing. Thanks so much for joining this episode of Applied Library. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more journeys through timeless books that shape how we think, feel, and perceive reality. Like the video if you found value in it, and share it with someone who enjoys deep, reflective storytelling. You'll also find links in the description to the original book and related works for those who want to explore further. Until next time, keep reading, keep questioning, and remember, sometimes the deepest truths are not found in answers, but in attention itself. See you in the next episode of Applied Library.